Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's 2025, and one of the major challenges we're facing as immigrants living and working in the United Kingdom, especially for those who have got family, is being able to get a visa to keep them in the country for a long time. So obviously, so many people have invested quite an amount of money. Many people spent, tens of thousands of pounds to come study in the UK, and it's been difficult to actually get a visa for them to stay back in order to at least get the reward of all of their investment, return on investment. Now, one of the conversations I've had is majorly around those on dependent visa. Now, because many of the visa categories in the UK right now doesn't allow you to move into the UK with your dependent or switch visa with your dependent. And I've had lots of one-to-one conversations in the last couple of weeks, and the major challenge is how, or the major, or the most important question, or the most common question I've been asked is, how do I get my dependents to stay and remain with me in the United Kingdom? And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So if you're looking at getting your dependent on the visa, or you're already in the UK and you've got like your family back home in your home country, how do you want to bring in your dependent visa? That's all we're going to be talking about in this video. If this sounds like something you'd like to know, don't go anywhere, keep watching to the end. And if you're coming across this channel for the very first time, do want to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my eternal subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So in this video, I'm going to give like different scenarios on how you can remain in the UK or bring your partner into the United Kingdom on a dependent visa, and some of the restrictions or some of the challenges that comes with looking for different ways to get your partner or your family on the dependent visa. Now, based on my conversation with so many people, so many families in the last couple of months, one of the things I've realized is so many people who came into the UK as students, for like the last couple of years, most people on the student visa eventually get on the health and care visa to save quite a number of, financial stress on, you know, getting on a new visa. So most people get on the health and care visa, and that saves them not having to pay the IHS fee, which is about over £1,000, per year. However, with the new policy that came up in March 2024, the health and care visa becomes, shall I say, a less attractive pathway to getting sponsorship for yourself and your family. Now, however, I think it's really important, and I'm really surprised. I felt this was like a public knowledge that everyone knows, but sometimes you get surprised that people still don't know certain things. Not all health and care visas doesn't allow you to get your family or bring your family or switch with your family. It depends on the occupation code. I saw someone who recently got a job. I had a one-to-one session with her, and she was a bit confused. She doesn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, what's happening exactly? She said she got a job as an healthcare assistant, and she's struggling on how to actually put her family, on that visa, with the old ban and all of that. I was like, I just had a prompt that she should send me the certificate of sponsorship. Let's see what is on the was on the COS. And to our surprise, the occupation code on the certificate of sponsorship allows that too. It is neither 6135 or 6136. It was a different occupation code entirely, which allows her to apply with her family, but she never knew. And immediately when I saw the COS, I was like, "Are you sure this is serious?" Girl, she said yes. I was like, "Madam, you need to apply for this, for your family tonight, because you actually have a COS that can take your family." So it's really important to know that if your push code is neither 6135 or 6136, or 6145, 6146, you can actually apply with your family. So many people are getting, a positive decision from the Home Office in the last couple of months, because of the push code on their certificate of sponsorship. So please make sure you confirm that before rejecting that COS, or thinking that it wouldn't allow yourself and your family to stay back in the UK. So that's one way of getting your dependents to remain within the UK as a dependent. Now another route is for people I've actually spoken with, some people who finish a master's program, finish post study, or they're about to round off their post study, and they still find it difficult or impossible to get a job. So what most people are doing right now is either doing a research master's or doing a PhD. That's another way to keep your family in the UK. It's going to be a little bit expensive. I mean, master's program now in the UK, you should have a budget of about 16 to about £25,000 on tuition fee. So it's quite expensive, but if you think it's worth the investment and you think it's a good financial decision, really, then you might want to like have the admission at hand while waiting to see if you will be able to get a skilled worker visa eventually. Which even with the skilled worker visa, it's a little bit tricky, which we're going to talk about shortly. So that's another option. Get on the skilled work, get on um a research master's program or a PhD program, which still allows you to remain or bring your partner into the United Kingdom. Now, the most common way of getting your family to stay back within the UK on a dependent visa is obviously the skilled worker visa. Now, the skilled worker visa is actually, should I say, not so easy to get, and the reason is because most of the roles that comes with visa sponsorship are highly skilled roles, and you need to show some level of competence. Some that are not highly skilled require you to have some level of certification. For example, if you're going into project management, you need to have, Prince 2 certification. If you're going into HR, you need to have CIPD, and so many other certifications. If you're looking at going into accounting, you need to have CIMA or ACCA. So most of those will require you to have some level of qualifications. While some other job roles like data analytics, software development, you don't necessarily need certification. However, you need to have the relevant skills to be able to land those jobs. And I think this is a part where most people get to struggle. So now this is something that we worked on. We actually, we did like a little bit of what's the word now, we tried to like put this into motion or practice to see the end results. And yeah, in the last 1 year it actually did work, and I felt it's time to actually talk about it on this channel now. So one of the things I tell people is if you're in the UK on either a student visa or the post-study work visa, whosoever is on the dependent visa needs to make sure they do all of the right things to help the family stay back in the country. Now, for example, if you're on the student visa, obviously the person is on the student visa or the main applicant is probably busy with schoolwork, trying to manage the 20 hours bit left, and the dependent is actually the one who has like all of the flexibilities. Now, this might not work if your family situation is different. I mean, if you have like toddlers, it makes it difficult for the dependent to also do some of these things. However, if the dependent has the time to be able to do some of these things, I think being a dependent is the best way to actually, build up the right skill set, build up the right connection, build up the right network to help get what it takes to actually get on a skilled worker visa. So this is what we did. The main applicant here is the female, and she's on a student visa, obviously, and she, get to only work 20 hours a week, which is like less than a day and a half. And she, goes to school. Our program is about 2 days a week. So she has enough time on her plate. So we said, okay, since you are the one who has enough time, your husband is on a dependent visa and he can work, he can make more money to help with the family financial obligations. You have to start building up the right skills. And I tell people, say, if you're looking at getting on the skilled worker visa, the main applicant or who, the person who actually did study should be the one, trying to like get a skilled worker job. Basically, both parties can. When I was about to get married to my wife, she was a nurse. I work as a data analyst. So even though I knew that I could be on her visa, the fact that she's a nurse, I still chose to get my own skilled worker visa, not just for for some funny reasons. And so both parties can actually apply or try to like get a skilled worker visa. However, because of the new policy now, it makes sense for the main applicant to actually be the one applying for skilled worker job. And the reason for this is because um if you're the main applicant, it means that you have the leverage of the new entrant rule. So you're not just looking for a job, you can actually get a job that pays less than 30,700 and still be eligible to applying for the skilled worker visa, if that makes sense. Unlike the dependent. So if you have a dependent who is highly skilled, could get a job that pays very high, I mean above 30,700, absolutely fine. Then both parties can be applying for the skilled worker job. However, I think the main applicant, it makes sense for the main applicants to be the one doing all of the more of the job searching just because of the new entrant rule. So it's really, really challenging. I mean, I've spoken with families, and you also need to, I said this a whole lot a whole lot of time on this channel. See guys, if you're getting on the skilled worker visa, you've got a large family, at least family of 4 5, please start saving up money now. I mean, I've had so many one-to-one sessions with families that are struggling. They've gone through the whole hassle of getting skilled worker visa, and the problem now is the cost. I mean, some of them are even planning on applying for only themselves and leaving their children for now. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of ways to actually go about that. But yeah, if you're actually stuck and you want me to make a full video on how to actually navigate, if you don't have enough funds to pay for your skilled worker visa, what do you need to do with the kids? I've got like a different, a detailed information about all of that. But anyway, yeah, that's the whole thing about dependent and getting on the skilled worker visa as a family. If you have any question around this, please state in the comment section. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, do also hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And by telling subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.